Salutation, bars and grills, and all the ships at sea, and welcome to another Trippy Food live stream. And today we are going to do part 2, dos, due, of the Trippy Food 2021 Pumpkin Spice Roundup. Now, typically we do a pumpkin spice roundup every year, but we do it as an episode. I thought this year, because there's so many different things and everything, that we would just spread it out through a live stream. So we did, not last week because we were off last week, but the previous week we did part 1. And so at the time I went to Trader Joe's, who usually has a whole bunch of pumpkin spice stuff, and they didn't have a lot of stuff. And I went this week, and all the pumpkin spice stuff is out, and they're going to be even getting more. So so this is like pumpkin spice season is now kicking in. Now I will give you the caveat that when we say pumpkin spice, it's kind of a broad term, right? It's probably an all-encompassing term. And so pumpkin spice is kind of a general thing. It doesn't necessarily have to have pumpkin spice in it. Pumpkin spice is the spice that we'd use to make pumpkin pie. That's what pumpkin spice typically is. But a lot of these things, a lot of these foods that come out during pumpkin spice season, don't have pumpkin spice in it, but they have pumpkin in it. So some have pumpkin in it, some have pumpkin spice, some have both. And as we'll see in a minute, some have neither, but they're just it's kind of an autumny thing. Autumny? A fall, type of thing. So fall is near. Fall is probably next week, I think. Next week. Oh yeah, a couple of days. Fall is in a couple of days. So it's September 20th, 21st. Can't remember. So fall is here, and so we're ready for it with our pumpkin spice roundup. I will tell you that sometime next month we are going to be going to New England, where fall is the best place to go during fall in New England, and we'll be doing a bunch of stuff up there. So you'll get to see what fall in New England looks like. My favorite time of the year, fall, really is. Except here in Southern California, we call it Saturday. But anyways, I digress, and we will do a Trippy Food live stream. Before we start, I would like to just get the logistics out of the way, because when we did our last live stream, I actually took the recorded portion of it, which is 2 hours. I took the recorded and I cut it down. I edited it and cut it down for to make it a Trippy Food episode, which you can see if you go out to our YouTube page. The problem that I found is that there was a couple problems. One, there was a lag in the audio and the video. I was able to fix that because I actually recorded audio separately on my iPhone. So I did a separate audio track and was able to fix it during editing. But one of the things I did notice about the audio in the live stream is that it was very distorted. So I think the microphone was set too loud, and my voice was too loud, and it was very distorted. So I want you to tell me before we get started today, how is the volume? Because I can make adjustments right now. It's just that, like, listening back, I think somebody left a comment and something. Whoa, the what you're doing to our headphones, and I didn't understand what they were saying. And then when I listened back, when I was editing and I watched the episode back, I saw what they were saying, because we were pegging the needle on audio. So let me know right now. How is the audio? Is it okay? Is it distorted? Is it too loud? Let me know, and we can make adjustments. I'm not going to do like I think it was months ago where we had some sort of audio problem, and I tried to mess with it, and we ended up having to stop the live stream and do a new live stream. But let me know, please. Okay. So let me introduce the people in the room, or let me address the people in the room, because I didn't start doing that. I just started yapping, which is what I do. So we have Janice Yamanaka, of course. Adam Heath is in the room. Welcome, Adam. I've not seen you in a while. Glad you could make it. How many times Val will say pumpkin this stream? If this is a drinking game, you're going to end up drunk, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a lot of pumpkin spice stuff to go through. So there's another one right there. So Adam, just be prepared for that. If you're playing Trippy Food Bingo, and one of your squares is pumpkin spice. Val says pumpkin. Val uses the word pumpkin. There's 2 right there. Then you're kind of screwed. So But welcome. Hey, Bud Rich. Now, Bud Rich, I do not recognize your name. You may have been in the stream before, but I don't recognize it. So, Bud, I'm assuming that you're new here to the chat. You may not be new to this live stream, but you may be new to the chat. So, Bud, please tell us where you are from. Not the exact address or anything. The closest metropolitan area is fine. And what brings you to our channel? How long have you been a watcher of Trippy Food? Welcome, by the way. Let's see. Audio seems fine to me. Hey, John King is in the room. Hey, John. I enjoy your reviews, Val. Well, thank you, Bud Rich. Thank you very much. I hope I'm entertaining. Let's see. Yeah, just usually watch your reviews. I've been subbed for a few months now. Well, welcome, Bud Rich. Everybody who's in the room, please give Bud Rich a warm and hearty Trippy Food welcome. All righty. Cheers from New Jersey. What exit? I know, it's an old joke. Sorry about that. So welcome, Bud. And can I call you Bud? Is that okay? Or Rich? What do you prefer? Or Bud Rich? Either one. I'm cool with that. I go by Val. Some people say Valentino, but there's a lot of syllables. So, it's whatever your preference is. Wenatchee, Washington. Been watching since the last review. Yeah, Chili Dean, you came over from Beyond Seattle Eats, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because you've kind of been a subscriber on that channel and maybe even friends with Katie, if I'm not mistaken. Chili, is that correct? Yes, no? Logan Chappelle. Oh, there is a Logan Chappelle. Welcome, Logan Chappelle. Logan Chappelle, also, you seem to be new to the room. I do not recognize your name. So please tell us where you are from in general area. I don't need an apartment number or anything like that. But tell us where you're from and what brings you to Trippy Food, what brings you to our channel. And welcome, by the way. I am moving to Canada in 2 weeks. Are you serious, John? It's hard to tell sometimes if you're serious because you just moved to Redding, California, probably like last month, I think it was. Last month you moved there. So, in your dreams. Oh, okay. Canada's nice. I would love to live in Canada. I've been to, let's see, been to Ottawa. I've been to Toronto, been to Montreal, Quebec City, Vancouver, and I love them all. There's nothing unlikable about Canada. Canada is a wonderful place. I would not mind living there myself. So if at some point in time you're actually serious and you do move to Canada, more power to you, man. Canada's a cool place. Facebook friends with Katie. Hope to meet her in real life one day. She's one of my favorite viewers. She is good, and she's very daring. She does a lot of things that she eats like fresh chili pods, the crazy stuff. I mean, I would never do that, but yeah, she's pretty daring, and also close to being a champ at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest on the 4th of July. So I think she came in 4th place this year in the women's competition at Nathan's. So yeah, and Katie's really a pleasure to work with as far as doing collaborations and stuff like that. So welcome, Chili. I watched your videos for a couple of years now, but seem to miss the live streams. I'm currently living in Michigan. Oh, okay. Logan, have you been to Hell, Michigan? I visited Hell, Michigan, and back when I did my blog, I did a blog article. I guess you would call it an article. I did a blog article on Hell, Michigan. It's a cute little town. Hell, Michigan's kind of a nice place. You would think a place called Hell would be, horrible. It's really not. But yeah, been to Michigan a few times. Been to Detroit, Red Oak, Southfield, Deerfield. I think it's Deerfield Village, if I'm not mistaken. Dearborn. I'm sorry, Dearborn. Yeah. So welcome, Logan. Mosca pie. Now, John, this is where you just throw things out there, and then later on you go like, "Aren't you going to respond to me?" But I'm not sure what you're asking. So you're just saying Mosca pie, but I don't know if you're saying like, "Do you know what it is? Have you had it? Is it a punchline of a joke?" So John, help us out with the Mosca pie thing. That's how I met her online. Was a League of Fire and Hot Sauce Facebook groups. Yeah, she's pretty intense. She's pretty hardcore. Hey, Peter Griffin in the room, and thank you for the welcome back. So yeah, we were off last week. Saturday we were filming at the LA County Fair, and so that was kind of immovable. We had to get there when they opened, and so it really took up most of our afternoon. So if you have not seen the videos, we've already posted those. That was with Janice Yamanaka and with Majestic Beard of Reckless Eating. So Janice put out a bunch of videos. I think she put out 4. We put out 1, but there were several things in that one. Three I think, and then Reckless Eating in the next couple of weeks should come out with a couple of episodes as well that Majestic was kind of led on. So so that's why we didn't do a live stream on Saturday, and then on Sunday we took our grandson to the Dodgers game, and so that was a lot of fun too. Gave the Dodger dog another try, and it seemed like it was better than the last time, but still they got some work to do. So. Have you ever had a mosca pie? No. Now, as far as I know, mosca is a Spanish word for fly. So if you're talking about a fly pie, like a shoe fly pie, or a pie made with flies, I don't know. I've never heard of a mosca pie. So hopefully you can elaborate on that. But no, I can't say offhand unless I have had it and it was called something else. So so if you can elaborate, I can let you know specifically. I put out 5 videos, but one was just a walkthrough. That's right, you did do a walkthrough. That was fun too. So I usually kind of do a walkthrough thing, but I usually incorporate those walkthrough segments into the actual videos themselves. So as opposed to doing a separate walkthrough and everything. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, Janice. We need to do something like that again soon. It was always fun filming with Janice. So today, again, part two dos of our pumpkin spice pumpkin spice live. So let's review, shall we? So I'm going to do this one. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to do this one first because it's kind of like the big deal. In other words, chunky bread pudding. Chunky bread. Mosca pie is chunky bread pudding. Well, I've had chunky bread pudding. Well, it depends what you mean chunky. Like chunky the candy bar bread pudding, chunky, or just with big chunks of bread in it. Either way, then the answer is yes. I have. So here's our first item. This thing is huge. This is a Danish Kringle, and this is from O&H Danish Bakery in Racine, Wisconsin. Now, the thing about Racine, Wisconsin is this is a big deal because Racine, Wisconsin is the American Danish Kringle capital. Right? So most of the Danish Kringles that you can get in the United States are made in Racine, Wisconsin. So the story behind that, Kringle's a Northern European. I'm reading, by the way. Kringle's a Northern European. Let me try that again. Kringle is a Northern European variety of pretzel. Pretzels were introduced by Roman Catholic monks in the 13th century in Denmark, and from there they spread through Scandinavia and evolved into several kinds of sweet, salty, or filled pastries, all in the shape of Kringle. So Kringle is more about the shape of it and not so much, what it's made out of and everything. So Kringle's more about it's that pretzel shape. Although, hang on to that thought. In Denmark, Kringle denotes the pretzel-like knotted shape rather than the pretzel pastry type. Racine, Wisconsin has historically been a center of Danish American culture and Kringle making. The Kringle became the official state pastry of Wisconsin in 2013. So the thing is that it is somewhat evolved. And I'm not sure that this one is actually pretzel shaped. It might not be that pretzel shaped. It's huge and it has some weight to it and everything. It would be like a great competition to try to eat this whole thing. We're not going to do that. We have a lot of stuff to get through. But this is first and foremost, is what we're going to do. And then we get a bunch of stuff from Trader Joe's, so I'll hit those first. Now, this does not have any pumpkin in it, does not have any pumpkin spice in it. I don't think it does. Let's see. Ingredients: cane sugar, popcorn, coconut oil, sunflower oil, maple sugar, sea salt, natural flavors, sunflower lecithin, contains coconut. So there's actually no pumpkin spice in this, but it's very fall oriented, maple leaves changing color, falling off the tree and everything. It was a very autumn type of snack, and so I decided to include it here in the pumpkin spice live stream, even though, like I said, no pumpkin spice in this. So we're gonna try this. This is from Trader Joe's. While we're on the Trader Joe's train, we have Trader Joe's Pumpkin Biscotti, made with pumpkin puree and spices. So it has pumpkin and pumpkin spice in it. So we're good there. So I love biscotti. Nice with tea. Dip it in the tea, and I love it with tea. But, pumpkin spice. Pumpkin biscotti. Also from Trader Joe's, as long as we're on the subject of Trader Joe's, Greek non-fat pumpkin yogurt. Let's see. Does this have pumpkin spice in it? You were right about that pumpkin thing. It's going to be. I mean, somebody should count that. We'll count the number. Maybe we'll do a little contest. Everybody throw out there how many times you think Val's going to say. Val's talking about himself in third person again. How many times do you think Val is going to say pumpkin today? And then maybe at the end of it, we will count that all up, and then we'll declare a winner. Be fun. Just throw it out there. Just take a guess. We'll see. We'll see who comes the closest. Let's see. Skim milk pumpkin base. It actually has pumpkin puree. Let's see. Cane sugar, salt, nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves. Yep, there's pumpkin spice. So it has pumpkin and pumpkin spice. Probably going to be pretty good. And then almost last, we'll get into that, but not least is Trader Joe's Petite Pumpkin Spice Cookies. Shortbread cookies with pumpkin spice and yogurt coating. Don't think they have pumpkin in them. The orange coating is flavored with warm pumpkin spice, while the white coating is yogurt-based. Both flavored. Also, some are and some aren't. I don't see where it has those. Oh, yes, it has cinnamon in it. That seems to be the only pumpkin spice in it. So we're going to try these. Now I kind of wish I had a cup of tea here. So then we get into our, it's besides the Danish Kringle, the only other thing that is not from Trader Joe's are these. And these are Pepperidge Farm Milano pumpkin spice flavored. Let's see, do they have pumpkin in it? I don't think so. It does not. It has pumpkin spice, but no pumpkin. I'm trying to remember if we did Milano cookies before. Pepperidge Farm remembers. No, we didn't. So these are Pepperidge Farm Milano pumpkin spice. Now, Pepperidge Farm is not just like a brand. I mean, it is, but it's not just like a product name or something like that. So the story behind Pepperidge Farm is an American commercial bakery founded in 1937 by Margaret Rudkin, and it is now a subsidiary of the Campbell Soup Company since 1961. It's based in Norwalk, Connecticut. So we're going to try the Pepperidge Farm Milano cookies. I like the mint Milano cookies, the regular mint Milano cookies, but this is going to be interesting. Never tried these before. It should be fun. And then I thought about it. I got this. So this is Philadelphia brand cream cheese, and it is pumpkin spice flavored. Pumpkin spice flavored. I don't think there's any pumpkin in it, but I think it's pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice flavored Philadelphia cream cheese. And then I thought about it afterwards. I don't have anything to put. Like if I had a pumpkin bagel, that would be great to put this on. What am I going to put this on? So maybe I'll dip the biscotti in it or something like that. We'll figure out something, but thought we'd cover it anyways. Now our beverages. So we have an alcoholic and a non-alcoholic beverage every week now. So our non-alcoholic beverage is Starbucks pumpkin spice latte flavored with other natural flavors, spicy and sweet. I'm going to shake that a lot before we drink that. And as you know, Starbucks was founded in 1971 by Jerry Baldwin, Zev Siegel, and Gordon Bowker at Seattle's Pike Place Market. And it is still open today, the original Seattle Starbucks shop. So if you get out to Pike Place Market, it's across the street from Pike Place Market, still there. And the lines are crazy. So, and then for our alcoholic beverage, we have the Gourd Tree pumpkin cider. It's hard pumpkin cider. It does not mention hard pumpkin cider, but if you look at one of the tree stumps, it does say 5% ABV. So you have to really be looking at this, because if you think you're buying cider, this is hard cider. It's a little bit different. Now, the Gourd Tree is made by Hard Pressed Cider Company. Hard Pressed Cider Company is part of Trader Joe's. They're from Middlebury, Vermont. And so, that's where you should make cider, in Middlebury, Vermont, but it's part of Trader Joe's. And so this is a Trader Joe's alcoholic beverage. Not a beer today, but an alcoholic beverage. Now, let's go back and see what we missed here. Okay, we're talking about Dollar Colada again. Yeah. Coors Light and green Kool-Aid, 26 times, 85 times. Oh, you're guessing how many times I'm going to say pumpkin. Okay, I think I might have already hit 26 times actually, but we'll see. Just reviewed that. Which one, Janice? Which one did you just review? Where is old guy in Colorado? In Colorado, of course. I don't know. We will see if we will see him today. He instant messaged me last night, so we did talk last night, and he didn't say he was going to be unavailable or not be here. So sometimes if he's busy, like maybe taking care of the puppies or something, sometimes he's got it on, but he's just not responding. He's not in the room, but he might still be there. He's streaming later, I think. We'll ask him. I fully expect he's going to pop on here shortly, and then we'll ask him when he comes on what he's got planned for this afternoon or this evening, depending on where you are. Alrighty, so I didn't miss anything. I did acknowledge, Peter, that you walked into the room. Did I not? I hope so. And I think we're good. I think we're all caught up. Okay. So we are at 121. We've got a lot of stuff to get through. We might as well just get started. I think I'm going to start light and work heavy. Let's do this. Let's open up beverage first. We'll open our non-alcoholic beverage first, and then we'll do some snacks, and then we'll open up our hard cider. Sound good? Sound like a plan? All right, let's do it. Once again, we have our food and drink ultimate foodie quiz cards that we pretend to read from every week, and we are going to continue that tradition. Which reminds me, we have not seen the Cassandra in a while, because that was like her favorite. Is the cards, one of her favorites. All right, so we're going to do our non-alcoholic beverage first, but let's read a card. So we still have some of our leftover travel questions. Yeah, okay, this one's a fun travel question. What is the oldest city in the United States? Once again, the question, what is the oldest city in the United States? So that one goes top shelf. And let's start with our first beverage. So this is Starbucks iced espresso pumpkin spice latte, flavored with other natural flavors, not artificial, natural. Going to shake that up. Come on, John, you're not even trying. All righty. By the way, so for our alcoholic beverage, for our hard cider, we brought Ariel out of retirement because it just has a plain bottle cap. So, we don't care if she puts a dent in it. Hey, Ryan Jones is in the room. Cleaning and listening. Hope all is well with you. Well, I hope all is well with you as well, Ryan. Welcome back. Always good to see you. It smells like a baked good. That's a nice smell. I always like to put it in a clear glass so you can see what it looks like. Not bad for something you buy in a bottle at the grocery store. Now, latte, I believe, is an Italian word for milk. So it kind of gives you the idea that even though it's a coffee-based drink, it's mostly milk. And that's true here. It almost tastes like, it doesn't say what kind of milk, but it tastes like at least whole milk. It says reduced fat milk, but it's thick. So I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Although carrageenan may be something that they use to thicken it up. So it's reduced fat milk, brewed Starbucks espresso coffee, water, coffee, sugar, skim milk, natural flavors, salt, carrageenan. Salt? Salt? Why salt? It does not make any sense. It's nice because it's not crazy on the pumpkin spice. It's not over the top. I kind of wish it had more coffee flavor though. Because I mean, Starbucks coffee, right? Starbucks coffee typically, for the most part, unless depending on which blend you get or which roast you get, almost always tastes burnt. A very strong, bitter, burnt taste to Starbucks coffee. This doesn't have it. The coffee is really subtle in this one, so you get mostly milk. You do get that coffee. It's light on the coffee taste. And it's light on the pumpkin spice taste, but it is there. So and it kind of leaves that pumpkin spice feeling in your mouth like you just finished eating a pumpkin pie. Living La Vida Rona. I was going to say that's funny, but maybe it's not funny if you're dealing with Rona. I'm going to go ahead and give that a thumbs up. Maybe not an enthusiastic big thumbs up, but a thumbs up nonetheless. It's pretty good. No, to keep me alert for the rest of the show. So, yeah, I'm going to give that a thumbs up. Let's go back to our question, shall we? Yes, let's shall. Dextromethazone kicks it out, living La Vida Rona. Okay. Hey, Pudding Power is in the room. Welcome back, Pudding Power. Now it's a party. Pudding Power is here. And Tom is here. Tom has snuck into the room. Tom, your ears must have been burning. People were asking about you, saying, hey, where's Tom? Tom is here. Tom, for the sake of the people in the room, are you doing a live stream after our show? So typically, our show ends at 3 p.m. Pacific time, and Tom's show usually starts 2 hours later, which is 3 p.m. 5 p.m. Pacific time. You'll have to translate that to wherever you are. But Tom, are we doing a show today? Are we doing a live stream today, Tom? The song was "Livin' La Vida Loca," my dude. Yeah, everyone was messing that up. That's okay. It's a parody. It's like Weird Al. Oh, back to our question. Okay, the question was, what is the oldest city in the United States? And the answers were, Janice Yamanaka said St. Augustine, Florida. John King said Chicago. Did I miss anybody? That looks like the only answers. The correct answer is, in fact, St. Augustine, Florida. St. Augustine, Florida, which was founded in 1565. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, well, how is that possible? 1565, when the first of the United States, the original 13 colonies were the 1600s. Well, because think of it, St. Augustine, Florida was part of Spain in the 1500s, and it was not ceded to the United States until well afterwards. So we always forget about that. We always think it's the original 13 colonies. We always think of that as the United States, but there were other people here as well. There were French here. There were Russians here in the Pacific Northwest. There were Russians here as well. So St. Augustine, Florida, founded by the Spanish in 1565, the oldest city in the United States. Let's put that card back in the deck, shuffle that up so that we don't take that card again, which we won't because we're not actually reading from the card, but no, play along. Yes, live stream spaghetti and meatballs. That's a nice, Tom. Spaghetti and meatballs from scratch, I imagine. You make your own pasta, Tom. You make your own pasta. Hey, and Starfly just came back in the room. Starfly, you have been absent for, well, everybody has. I mean, nobody was here last week because I wasn't here last week, but good to see everybody. I made spaghetti last night with brisket meatballs. That sounds good. Not traditional maybe, but good. Everyone forgets that before Ford and the Dust Bowl, we weren't the rulers of the free world. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that, they don't even teach you in school. There's a lot of stuff they don't teach you in school. Hey, before there were Europeans here, there were people here for tens of thousands of years. People forget about that too. So hey, Colin Collins in the room, and it is National Cheeseburger Day. Well, I should have done a pumpkin spice cheeseburger. I feel like I missed the boat on that one, but happy National Cheeseburger Day to you as well, Colin. It was awesome tasting, Val. Now, I bet it was. It sounds really good. Yes, making the pasta and the meatballs, going to have to use ready-made sauce due to the time it would take to make it live. That's true. However, you could have started that early and just had the pot on the stove and just, you wouldn't have to actually make the sauce from scratch on the lot. Don't listen to me. Do it your way. Like when I make sauce, yeah, it takes hours. So a friend of mine, Jason Moreno, he used to have a food cart in Portland, and if you we did several trippy food videos with him. One was at his food cart, which was called Moe's, and he had a sandwich called the Dirty Mo, which was an Italian meal in a sandwich. So basically, he did the sub roll like garlic bread. He had salad in there, spaghetti, and meatballs in it. And I remember when I went to film it, he apologized to me. He says, "Hey, I'm really sorry, but the sauce is from today." So in other words, it wasn't like he started it last night and we're eating the sauce. We're having the sauce from the next day and everything. So it's like, yeah, the longer you cook that and everything, the more rich that sauce is and everything. So yeah, Tom, you can be forgiven for something like that. So you didn't even have to tell anyone, really, but that's okay. Hopefully, you're using a nice jarred sauce. I like to make my own, but that's just me. Let's see what I miss. I only know because the short you posted. Oh, okay, talking to Tom. All right. Let's start into our first snack. So let's read a card. And the question is, where was the lowest temperature in the contiguous 48 states recorded? Now, if you don't know what the contiguous 48 states are, the ones that all border on each other, so it excludes Alaska and Hawaii. So where was the lowest temperature of the contiguous 48 states recorded? So that goes under the thermometer, where we record the temperature. And let's start our first snack. I think we're going to start with our, again, not pumpkin spice, but these are fall-oriented, maple flavored with other natural flavors and sea salt kettle corn. Let's give that a shot. Ooh, that's a nice smell. They use real maple. I love real maple. Now, a lot of people go into a restaurant and get pancakes and you ask for syrup and they bring you syrup. They call it table syrup or pancake syrup. The thing is, it has no maple in it whatsoever. Legally, they cannot call it maple syrup. So they're giving you pancake syrup or table syrup. Once you try maple syrup, which is basically it's the sap of the maple tree and it's cooked down to remove. It depends on how long it's cooked. The darker it is, the less moisture it has, and it's been cooked out. But once you taste pure maple syrup, you can't go back. You just can't go back to anything else. So this actual maple. The smell, the taste, unique. So I'm going to try these. See what this is all about. I love amber maple. Yeah, Tom. I mean, I think the lighter colored maple syrups are they have less viscosity. They're not as thick because they have more water content to them and everything. So it's all about balance. It's all about how sweet and how much maple taste you actually want. So for some things you want it to be a little bit lighter and everything. So I know a lot of people who they'll have like multiple bottles of maple syrup because they'll have some of the lighter amber ones and some of the darker ones too. Yeah, I agree, Tom. The right tool for the right job. Six to 8 hours to make the sauce. Absolutely right. Yeah. A good sauce? Yeah, it's going to take a long time. This is really interesting. The interesting thing is it has a saltiness that you would expect popcorn to have, but then it also has that maple syrup flavor as well. So the saltiness and the maple syrup flavor, a little bit odd. It's odd, but it's not disgusting or anything like that. It's not crazy. It's not stupid. Now, maple makes it really sweet. I'm going to give that a big thumbs up. Those are really tasty. Now, because it's sweet, it's very sweet. I don't really think I could eat a lot of it, but still pretty good. If you get a chance to get out and get that, Trader Joe's, maple, and sea salt kettle corn. All right, let's put that over here. Go back to our card. And the question was, where was the lowest temperature in the contiguous 48 states recorded? Let's see what people said. People said, Logan LaChapelle said Mount Washington, New Hampshire. Logan, that is a good guess. That is a very good guess. However, Mount Washington is famous for having the worst weather in the United States. Not necessarily the coldest temperature, but definitely they do have some very, very cold temperatures, but they're famous for having the worst weather in the United States. By the way, when we do go to New England next month, we will make a trip to Mount Washington. We'll probably do an episode up there. Maybe we'll do an episode of our whole trip up through New Hampshire. That'd be fun. John King says Green Bay, Wisconsin. That's a good guess. Most of the northern states may, because I thought International Falls which is Minnesota. International Falls, Minnesota, is also famous for having very, very cold temperatures. Let's see. Janice Yamanaka said Rogers Pass, Montana, -70 degrees Fahrenheit. Were there any other guesses? There were not. Well, the correct answer is Janice Yamanaka. It is, in fact, Rogers Pass, Montana in 1954, but it was -69 degrees Fahrenheit. So I think it was 69 point something, and so some people round up to 70, but it's -69 point something, and lowest temperature recorded in the contiguous 48 states in Montana at Rogers Pass. So good guess, everybody. Give everybody 10 points, and then 10 points even to the people who didn't answer that question. Everybody gets 10 points. I'm feeling generous today. Dang it, a fly got into my beer. That's just protein, Tom. No, John, I'm sorry. He won't drink enough to you. He won't drink anything now. All right, that goes back into the deck. Let's see. I got popcorn in my teeth. I don't think this is going to do it. Here, let's do this. Water. Maybe I just have to brush well afterwards. That's all, and floss. All fun stuff. I'm not going to do that live. Nobody wants to see that. Let's see. What do we do next? Let's break it up a little bit. So we started with Trader Joe's. Let's do the Pepperidge Farm Mint Milano cookies. Not Mint Milano, I'm sorry, Pumpkin Spice Milano cookies. Let's do these. But a question first. And the question is, where, hang on a second here. Let's make sure I don't reread something else. Where did the Woodstock Music Festival take place? And I am speaking about the first Woodstock Music Festival, not the fiasco that they tried to redo. I think it was 20 years later or something. Where did the Woodstock Music Festival take place? So we're going to put that up on the stage, underneath the speakers, behind the monitor, and we'll start with our snack. Hi, Forrest Lost. Forrest Lost. That's interesting. Val, your haircut looks nice. Thank you. Somebody who recognized that I got a haircut. And Forrest, I don't recognize your name. So Forrest, what brings you to our live chat? What brings you to our live stream and chat? I do not recognize your name. Have you been a lurker? Is this like a longtime listener, first time caller? Have you been on our live streams before and now you're just coming into the chat, or are you new to our channel? What brings you here, and where are you from, Forrest? I guess you could say the fly is buzzed. The fly is probably dead. These don't look like maple leaves on the front. Not a strong pumpkin spice smell. A little bit. Not strong, though. It's funny, they have an orange tint to them. See that? Those little, like orange, almost like a frosting, but it's not. It doesn't go around the whole thing. I wonder if that frosting is inside. I wonder if I can open this up without destroying it. I'm guessing no. I'm gonna have cookie all over the counter here. Hang on a second. Let's see if I can open this up without destroying it. I'm betting that I can't. I can't. It's starting to fall apart already. All right. So if you look at that orange frosting goes all the way through it. So my guess is that has the there's that chocolate filling as well. So you see that chocolate and the pumpkin spice, not pumpkin spice. It's just orange colored. I didn't think. Maybe look at the ingredients. We did not see pumpkin in here, right? Sugar, cocoa butter, cocoa. Yeah, that's the chocolate part. Chocolate. It's just chocolate. Vanilla extract, eggs, cornstarch, non-fat milk, mineral whey. No whey. Whey. Whole milk, salt, loess, soy lecithin, natural flavors, annatto for color. That's what it is. It's annatto coloring. It comes from marigolds, marigold petals. That's the color, the orange color of marigolds they use for coloring. They also feed it to chickens so that their skin is yellow instead of gray, because nobody likes to buy gray chicken. Let's give this a shot. Hey, Pokey Sky back in the room. Welcome. My father, dad. I remember you in the chat. I don't remember you as my child. I don't have any children in Arizona. I have children in Massachusetts, California, and Oregon. And grandchildren in California and Massachusetts. I'll be visiting my granddaughters in Massachusetts next month. That'll be fun. I have not seen them in a year and a half. I'm from Merced, California. I'm a longtime viewer. Remember, I told you that I found out about reckless eating. Oh, okay. You found out about reckless eating through me. Oh, okay. That's usually backwards. Usually people come over here from reckless eating. So it's not usual that people go the other way, but I didn't remember Forrest, and I feel bad about that. So, but welcome back, Tom. I got the kumquats in the mail yesterday. John, I know for a fact that Tom did not send you kumquats because Tom does not have access to kumquats. Love the tacos de lengua video you did with Val. Oh, Janice. Oh, okay. So that was one of the ones we did at the LA County Fair. Well, the what was it called? Bite-sized. The bite-sized fair. So that video came out, I want to say Monday or Tuesday. Check it out. Val, do you know where Merced is? I know where Merced, Texas is. But which Merced? Merced, California? Or did you say, hang on. Oh, Merced, California, yeah. I've been all over California. I don't recall exactly where Merced is. What is it near? What is Merced near? Val, I ordered kumquats off the internet. Oh, really? Interesting. I don't know that they would travel well, but I guess if they get them to you within a day or so, they'd probably still be fine. Enjoy, John. Although you're in you're in Northern California. It may not be as easy to get in Northern California. And then usually the places where I see them, like Sprouts Market, I've not seen them in a while. So I don't know if they're in season or not. So, are they frozen, John? He said he went to buy milk and eggs and never came home. Oh, that is, I'm trying to remember where that quote is from. That's funny. Anyways, the Milano cookies, thumbs up. Really, really good. I like them. I like the regular Milano cookies and the mint Milano cookies anyways. This one's nice. It has a nice touch of pumpkin spice, but it's not crazy. It's not over the top and everything. Really good. Thumbs up. Let's go back to our card. And the question was, where did the Woodstock Music Festival take place? And the answers were, well, I was going to say, Val, your haircut looks nice. That's not an answer. Tom, old guy in Colorado, said Bethel, New York. Janice Yamanaka said Bethel, New York. It must be Bethel, New York. John King said Bethel, New York. Everybody said Bethel, New York. Well, unfortunately, it is the correct answer is, in fact, Bethel, New York, and you're all correct. It was at Max Yasgur's farm. Max Yasgur, who was a farmer. As a matter of fact, if anyone remembers seeing the video from that, or maybe some of you were actually there, Max Yasgur got up to make a speech because they were on his farm. And he says, I'm a farmer, and I think it's great that a bunch of kids can get together and have 3 days of nothing but fun, love, and music. And it was kind of a cool thing. So the late great Max Yasgur, who lent out his farm for the Woodstock Music Festival, August 15th through the 18th, 1969. So that goes back in the deck, and we have to get ready to do another snack. I hear Doodle. Should we let him in? We should let him in. It's Doodle! It's Doodle! Hey, everybody, Doodle! Come here, Doodle. Come here. Say hi to everybody. It's Doodle, the Prince of Dogness. Doodle. Hi, Doodle. Say hi to everybody. He's got a new bondage gear on. He outgrew his last one. Doodle, say hi to everybody. Over there. Doodle, over there. Doodle, over there. Say hi to everybody. No? All right. Doodle, everybody, the Prince of Dogness. He deserves a snack. Ooh. Huh. Salmon jerky. Ooh. The key thing is he likes it. Woo. There you go, Doodle. Bye-bye. I'm guessing he'll be back. Yeah, Janice, he outgrew his other one. It just, it was too tight on him, starting to fall apart and everything. So, Doodle, it's over there. Your snack is over there. You dropped it over there by the door. He thought he'd come and get another one. He didn't even finish that one. Did I miss that? Yes, they are frozen quats. Oh, okay, that makes sense then. They would travel well frozen. So, John, Tom, did you order some as well? The frozen quats? Because it sounded like you pointed John to where he could get them and everything. So that would be good if you had your experience with quats. So that's what we'll call them from now on. I grew up an hour and a half from Woodstock, and used to think that was the hippie Woodstock. I suppose because they did do one another 20 years later, and I think it was like I don't remember what the genre was and everything, but it obviously wasn't the same caliber of musicians that were at the original Woodstock. Logan, have you actually been out to Yasgur's farm where the festival was held just to see it? Have you been out that way? Northern Central California, about 2 hours from San Francisco and 1 hour from San Jose. About 85,000 people who live here. So Northern Central California. So are you south of San Jose? Because San Jose, 2 hours from San Francisco, 1 hour from San Jose. Yeah, because I think San Jose is about an hour from San Francisco. So you're a little bit farther south, like if you're off like 101. I've probably been. Is it near Gilroy? Because I think Gilroy is in that area too. So I'm just trying to figure. It sounds so familiar. Like I'm sure I've been there, but I don't know. You monster, poor Doodle. He wants some attention. He did want some attention, but he wanted another snack. He's eating his snack right now. So I imagine when he finishes his snack, he's going to want some more. I live in a town with the tallest mountain in Arizona, beautiful weather in Arizona. What is the tallest mountain in Arizona, or how high is the tallest mountain in Arizona? Last week we had, or not last week, the last time we had a live stream, we had a trivia question on what state has the lowest, highest altitude. So in other words, the highest altitude in the state is lowest in all of the 50 states. And it is someplace in Florida that the height is, I can't remember the name of the mountain. It's 300 feet tall. And that's the highest point in Florida. But I was just curious about Arizona. What is the tallest mountain in Arizona, and how tall is it? Maybe that's a trivia question, and I have to answer that. I haven't the slightest idea, because the only mountains that I've been to in Arizona is I think it's called Mount Washington, if I'm not mistaken. Because Mount Washington is a common name. It's not like there's the Mount Washington in New Hampshire, but there's other states have a mountain called Mount Washington as well. So I don't know. No, sir, I haven't. When I try them for the first time, I went fresh. Good for you, Tom. we'll see what we can do about that. I asked for fresh ones, Tom, but I was sent me frozen quats. Yeah, well, that makes sense if you're going to send them on the internet, because you don't want to send like fresh kumquats through the FedEx or something, because by the time you get them, they're going to be unpleasant to eat. So, by the way, Doodle is getting attention. He's just off camera, so he's getting a lot of attention. I think he wants to lick the cookie off my hand. Speaking of cookies, time for another snack. 12,653 feet. What is the name of the mountain, Pokey Sky? All right, so let's see. We had snack. How many snacks we got? We got 3, 4 more. Let's do one more snack, and then we'll open up our alcoholic beverage. Let's do that. So I'm like petting Doodle into the table here. He's needy right now. He needs some loving. All right, so let's ask another trivia question, shall we? So the question is, in what state can you visit the world's largest cow, bison, and sandhill crane within 133 miles of the same highway? So they're all on the same highway. They're within 133 miles of each other. Where can you visit the world's largest cow, the world's largest bison, and the world's largest sandhill crane? So that's going to go off the side of the road on the highway, and we're going to go to our next snack. And let's do. I think what we're going to do is let's do the yogurt, and then on the other side of the alcoholic beverage, let's open the Danish Kringle. Let's do that. So, Trader Joe's Greek non-fat yogurt pumpkin. Yogurt, it's pumpkin yogurt, not yogurt pumpkin. Humphrey Peak, aka San Francisco Peak. That's what it is. They said you can see San Francisco. Oh, okay. It's actually called Humphrey Peak, though. I do remember. I think it was back the late '90s, early 2000s. I went to Flagstaff and made a side trip, and we saw San Francisco Peak. Didn't go up there, but could see it from a distance. What they called San Francisco Peak, but I guess it's called Humphrey Peak. Seattle, Washington. Did I ask a question about Seattle, Washington, or you just like John? What is Seattle, Washington? Oh, the answer to the question. In what state can you visit the world's largest cow, bison, and sandhill crane? So your guess is Washington, not Seattle, Washington. That's okay. I mean, you want to be specific. That's cool too. You can be very specific, except they're in 3 different cities. So if you know the cities, that's cool. Let us know what the 3 different cities are where you can see the world's largest cow, bison, and sandhill crane. Not much of a smell. This camera. There we go. So you can see it's like pumpkin-y color, well, a little light. I'm Navajo. It is a sacred mountain. Oh. Do they discourage people from going up there for that reason? Which they should. But, like the mountain that they carved Mount Rushmore into is also a sacred mountain, but that didn't stop them from blasting 4 presidents' faces on the side of that mountain. I'm not sure what I am. I am Native American, but and it's Native American from New Mexico, but I'm not sure exactly which tribe. I don't know if it. I think when I've done my genealogy, there's some of my ancestors were involved in the Pueblo Revolt, the Pope was it Pope's Revolt, I think it was called, back in around 1580. And I also am related to Montezuma, who's Aztec. So little other different things, but I do need to find out specifically which one. Portland is a mess. Portland, Oregon, or Portland, Maine, and how is it a mess? Philip Gerard, who I have not seen in a while, or I'm not seen on the stream. Welcome back, Philip Gerard, brother. This one's kind of odd. First of all, as for a yogurt, it has a weird consistency. It's like a whipped consistency. It's very light and air. It tastes like it's full of air. because it is yogurt, it has that, and it's fermented, obviously. It has that kind of, I don't want to say sour, but that almost like a chemical experience on my tongue. It's tangy and tart, and doesn't taste a lot like pumpkin. So many homeless. Yes, there are. There have always been a lot of homeless in Portland, Oregon. I mean, I was up there for 4 years, and that was 2 years ago. So, but yeah, there's always been a lot of homeless people in Portland, Oregon. There used to be a homeless encampment. It actually had like walls around it and everything, and they had services inside. So they have tents and bathrooms and stuff like that inside this area. But the city decided that it was an eyesore for people coming in from out of town, and so what they did was they moved it across the river, and like under like some bridge or something like that, so that tourists coming into the city wouldn't see them. But yeah, it has been a problem for a long time. The homeless people, I think there are very few cities that aren't experiencing homeless problem right now. LA, it's terrible, So yeah, we don't do anything about it. Actually, the solution, most people's solution, is to just get them out of our eyesight. Move them somewhere else. Move the encampment somewhere else where people don't have to see them. We don't actually do anything about it. And I say we, I mean, the United States. I mean, who really does a good job at taking care of their homeless? What state? Anybody out there, please. But I thought it was Apache too, Philip, but apparently not. Well, there might be some Apache, but all the research that I've done have shown like Pueblo, a Pueblo Indian, and then obviously Montezuma would be Aztec. So there's a little bit of that in there too. I don't know. Pumpkin spice blueberry cobbler. Okay. The cow is New Salem. Oh, yes, the question. Okay. So anyways, this thumbs in the middle. The pumpkin is not a real strong taste in there. It's a very, let's say acidic Greek non-fat yogurt, and it's kind of whipped, and it's kind of, it's just, it's okay. It's okay. Not a lot of pumpkin flavor and everything. So thumbs in the middle on that one. I mean, it doesn't suck. It's just not. It doesn't wow me. Let's go back to our card since we started talking about it anyways. And our question was, in what state can you visit the world's largest cow, bison, and sandhill crane within 133 miles of the same highway? So the answers were, I think John King said Seattle, Washington. Janice Yamanaka said North Dakota. Philip Gerard said Portland is a mess, but he wasn't answering the question. And he said Oregon, but he wasn't answering the question. Let's see. Janice says the cow is in New Salem, North Dakota. The bison is Jamestown, North Dakota. The crane is in Steele, North Dakota. You are correct, Janice Yamanaka. All three of these are on off I-94 in South Dakota. So I-94 goes the whole length of South Dakota. It's a straight shot straight across. There are no mountains to cross or anything. It's a straight shot across North Dakota. And within 133 miles of that, you can find all of them. So the bison's name is Dakota Thunder. He's made of concrete. He's the world's largest bison. He is in Frontier Village, which is in Jamestown, North Dakota. Sandy is the world's largest sandhill crane. Sandy is in Steele, North Dakota, and Sandy is made out of sheet metal. And Salem Sioux is the world's largest cow. I think she's 35 feet tall, and she is in New Salem, North Dakota. And this was one of those things that I put together because I visited all three of those. I made a road trip. I had not been to North Dakota. This was when I had to visit all 50 states, and I was running down on the last 5 or 6. And so I made a trip to the Midwest, Nebraska, Kansas, North Dakota, and I actually snuck into Montana on that same trip. But going across there, yeah, visited all three of those. I'm trying to think. If you go to the blog, the Trippy Food blog, I reviewed all three of those sites in the Trippy Food blog. So fun to see. And it's but other than that, there's not a whole lot on that trip. But But yeah, so congratulations, Janice. You get 8,000 points for being very, very specific. 8,000 points, and everybody else gets only 6,000 points. So that goes back in the deck. Put that at the bottom of the deck. And as we said, we're going to open up our alcoholic beverage now, which is the Gourd Tree Pumpkin Cider, 5% ABV. And again, this is from Hard Pressed Cider Company in Middlebury, Vermont, which is a subsidiary of Trader Joe's. So let's get Ariel out. Pumpkin Spice Blueberry Cobbler. I don't know, why not just do a pumpkin pie or a pumpkin cobbler, right? Or are you talking about like a blueberry cobbler and just putting pumpkin spice in there, but no pumpkin? But you said nobody does a pumpkin cobbler. Maybe you should do a pumpkin cobbler. It smells like apples. Oh, it's pumpkin cider, but maybe they add, let's see, fermented apple juice, pumpkin puree, and spices. Okay, but I smell apple. It's mostly what I smell. This isn't gonna foam up or anything, so Julie does not have to be here to rate my pour on this. I think this may be the first hard cider I've ever had. I didn't read a question. I did not read a question. You guys are supposed to keep me honest. How am I supposed to stay honest if you guys don't answer the question? All right. So the question is, what food fish is also called frogfish or sea devil? Again, what food fish is also called frogfish or sea devil? So we're going to put that in the aquarium. It's going to float to the top there, sit there for a while. Let's try our beverage. It smells like apples. It's tart. Got a weird sensation on the tongue. It does taste of apple. There's that tang, like almost that tanginess from like a Granny Smith apple, but not the taste of Granny Smith apple. There's that tartness of the Granny Smith apple. It's like the pumpkin doesn't belong in there. So there's a slight hint of pumpkin, but it just tastes weird. It doesn't taste like it belongs in there. I don't know. Not crazy about this. I'm gonna have to give that one a thumbs down. Maybe it's the alcohol in it that throws it off. Maybe it's the fact that you smell apples, but you don't really taste the apples really strongly. The pumpkin is kind of weird on there, and it's just a weird sensation and everything. So yeah, I think I'm gonna give this one a thumbs down. But let's try this. As long as we're on this pumpkin spice kick. Hey, Julie Couture in the room. Welcome, Julie. So we got a little bit of our Starbucks pumpkin spice latte and a little bit of our Gourd Tree pumpkin cider. And may God have mercy on my soul. That's bad. There's no two ways about it. That's just bad. So, yep, bad. Thumbs down. Bad. The pumpkin cider, not great. Thumbs down. The combination of the two, thumbs way down. The pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks, thumbs up. It's actually pretty good. So I will be enjoying this for the rest of the show. Our question was, what food fish is also called frogfish and sea devil? And the answers were, Janice Yamanaka said anglerfish. John King said swordfish. Those look like the only answers to the question. Anybody else want to throw that out there before I answer the question? Anybody? No? Okay. The correct answer is monkfish. Monkfish. Monkfish is Monkfish is one of the ugliest fishes you're ever going to want to see in your entire life. So if you ever see it in a market, it's like, why would anybody buy that? Why would anybody eat that? It's a flat fish that sits on the bottom. It has these tiny little fins. It has this big mouth filled with huge teeth. It does not look like something that anybody would want to eat. But they call it poor man's lobster because previously, monkfish had the texture of lobster. So depending on what you cooked it with, it took on the texture of lobster and the taste of what you cooked it with. If you let's say you cooked it in lobster shells, it would have a little bit of that lobster taste and everything. So they called it poor man lobster because it was cheaper. Nobody wanted to buy it. It was cheaper. Now monkfish has become a delicacy, and now monkfish is probably more expensive than lobster. So, but Janice, you are somewhat correct because monkfish is in the anglerfish family. It is actually an anglerfish family. So anglerfish are those, if you see those deep sea fishes, you probably see them in movies because they're scary looking. So people have been in movies. They have these long, huge, long teeth, and they have this little thing on the top of their head. They're deep sea fish. They live in darkness, but they have this little thing on top of their head that has like a little phosphorescent light on it, and they use that phosphorescent light to attract other fish. So as soon as the fish come close to the phosphorescent light, the anglerfish go ahead, just I think they swallow them whole, usually swallow them whole. But yeah, it is a member of the anglerfish family. You are correct, but more specifically, it is the monkfish. So monkfish being a food fish called the frogfish and sea devils. So Janice Yamana, you're sort of correct. So you get minus 5 points. Minus 5 points. And then everybody else gets minus 20 points. Unless you already didn't have any points, and then we're going to give you 20 points and then take it away from you. So there we go. Used to buy Pokemon in the 90s, started collect this year, and I can find nothing. So you say the Pokemon cards, PokeSky? Pokemon cards or like the Pokemon, the stuffed Pokemon, or Pokemon figurines, like or all of the above? Which one? All right, so that goes back in the deck. And we'll go back to eating our snacks now. That was bad. I didn't like that pumpkin cider. I thought I was going to, but didn't really like that. Val just saw pictures of the monkfish. It's uglier than a mud fence. It is ugly. It is an ugly fish. Probably one of the ugliest fishes you come out of the sea. Delicious. Actually delicious, though. We did a tribute food episode of monkfish. We got a small monkfish, and we cooked it, and cooked it whole, and ate that. It was delicious. But it is ugly as sin. Ugly as sin. Poke Cars, TCG. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe they stopped making them and everybody's buying them up and everything. I imagine when you can find them, they're probably pretty expensive. No, Poke. I've been calling you Poke Sky. It's Poke Sly. I'm sorry about that. I completely got that wrong. All right, so we're going to dig into our Danish Kringle next, and I've been looking forward to that one. It's huge. I'm not going to eat that whole thing, but still, we're going to dig into that. So let's ask a question before we get started. So our question is, and I think Janice might have mentioned this previously, so she might get the answer to this question. What is the name for the banana most commonly eaten in the United States? So when you go to the grocery store and you get those yellow bananas, what is the name for the banana most commonly eaten in the United States? And the answer is not yellow banana. What is the name for the banana most commonly eaten in the United States? So we're going to put that up in the tree. Let that hang down there and ripen for a while. And let's go on to our Danish Kringle. This thing is huge. Look at this. Look at this thing. Alrighty. See, now before, when we started talking about this, we mentioned that the Kringle was more about the shape, that pretzel shape. So these are not, these are ring shaped. This thing is huge. Look at this. Look at this thing. It's bigger than my head. It's kind of crawling off that. I like that. All right, here's what we're going to do. So this is pumpkin flavor, and I think the pumpkin is in the frosting. It's kind of soggy. I thought it was going to be like, like a pretzel, where pretzel is like has some springiness to it. This one doesn't seem to be. This one seems really moist. let's give this a shot. Julie, I didn't know that you've had Kringle before. This is my first time trying Kringle. I've had Kris Kringle before, around Christmas time. I have not. I'm lying. That's just a joke. Ah, it smells really nice. It smells like sugar and cinnamon. I'm not getting pumpkin. It is made with pumpkin. Cheers, everybody. Ooh, that has a lot of moisture in it. It's really sweet. Looks like walnuts on the top of it. Is that walnuts? It does look like walnuts on the top. Ingredients: wheat flour, pumpkin, brown sugar. Pumpkin is the #2 ingredient. Butter, margarine blend. That's odd. Why not use one or the other? Powdered sugar, cane sugar, fondant, sugar, corn syrup, shortening, egg whites, pecans. That's what they are. Whey. No way. Whey. Sugared egg yolks. Sugared egg yolks. That sounds interesting. Cultured dextrose, yeast, high oleic soybean oil, hydrogenated soybean oil, modified cornstarch, salt, vegetable fiber, molasses, cornstarch. Wow, a lot of stuff in here. I want to say there's some similarity to like a cinnamon roll, but it's a lot denser than a cinnamon roll. A lot more moisture, a lot more sugar. The pumpkin flavor is subtle. That's tasty. I can't eat a lot. That's like baklava sweet, right? So I cannot eat a lot of that, which is too bad because there is a lot of it there. But yeah, that's a thumbs up. That is a thumbs up. I'll bet these taste much, much better fresh. But, this came from Racine, Wisconsin. I'm here in Los Angeles, California. So, but yeah, pretty tasty. That's going to get a thumbs up. So let's go back to our question. And our question was, what is the name for the banana most commonly eaten in the United States? And the answers were anglerfish. I'm just kidding. That was from the last question. Let's see. Julie says Chiquita. Janice Emanok says Cavendish. John King says Dole. Good guess. No, Julie, I did not get that Kringle from Solvang. I actually got it from Trader Joe's. They have them at Trader Joe's. Yeah, I bet you they have them. Oh, you know what? I'll bet you if I go to Olson's Bakery in Solvang, they would have these fresh. I should totally do that. Let's see. I think it was it. Oh, wait. The Gros Michel banana used to be the most popular until it was wiped out. It is why banana-flavored items don't taste like modern bananas. They were flavored like the Gros Michel. You are correct, Janice. Always the font of information. Janice, you are, of course, correct. And the name for the banana most commonly eaten in the United States is the Cavendish banana. And that is because that is the one most frequently exported from banana-growing countries, is the Cavendish. There are other varieties of banana. As a matter of fact, I want to say that maybe 3 or 4 live streams ago, we did red bananas. And completely different texture, completely different taste. But yes, the yellow bananas that you buy in the grocery store are Cavendish. John, I can see why you guessed Dole's, because Dole is a famous brand of banana, which is why Julie probably said Chiquita. But the variety of banana is called Cavendish. So, Janice, take back whatever points you lost on the last one, and take everybody else's points as well. And so I hope you're keeping track of this, because I'm not. That goes back in the deck. Pokey Sly says, when you visit Flagstaff, we can have lava caves you can hike through. Oh, we have lava caves you can hike through. No sound, dark, ice cold, amazing. Yeah, that sounds cool. I don't remember. I've been to Flagstaff, but I don't remember. I don't remember seeing lava caves and everything. So we're going to definitely put that on the list. I think neither next month or November, we're talking about doing a We Go Maine show, so another road trip with Reckless Eating, to Arizona. So we'll have to see if I think we were going to go to the Phoenix area. Flagstaff is a little bit farther north, but yeah, if not, maybe side trip. So yeah, that is a good idea, Pokey Sly. We will definitely check that out. All righty, so God, there's so much food there. All right, we got let's see, how many more snacks we get? Oh, 3 more snacks. Okay, how are we doing on time? We got plenty of time. We got 45 minutes. We're doing good. And how's everybody out there doing? Philip, are you still there? Do we still have you out there? You got quiet. All right, so let us ask another question before we do our next snack. And I think our next snack is probably going to be the pumpkin spice cookies, the Trader Joe's pumpkin spice cookies. So the question is, what small animal was first domesticated around 5000 BC for food by tribes in the South American Andes? Again, the question, what small animal was first domesticated around 5000 BC for food by tribes in the South American Andes? So that one goes up in the mountains out there, the high altitude, as high altitude as we can get it there. When you go to Arizona with reckless eating, maybe you should go to Culver's. Culver's and Whataburger. We'll definitely check out Whataburger too. Not because it's like some amazing place, but just because you can't get them in California. So it's worth visiting a Whataburger as well. So I agree with you. Okie doke. So let's do our Petite Trader Joe's pumpkin spice cookies. And again, these are shortbread cookies with pumpkin spice and yogurt coating. So the orange coating is pumpkin spice, while the white coating is yogurt based. I don't know why they call them pumpkin spice cookies if they're not all pumpkin spice. Kind of weird, but you know. Hi, Doodle. Doodle, come up and say hi again. In case anyone didn't see, the Prince of Dogness, Doodle, in his fine attire, which is his new bondage gear, because he outgrew his old bondage gear. He's licking his lips because he wants a snack, and he wants a snack. He's going to get a snack. You want a snack, Doodle? Huh? Do you want a snack? Yeah, I'll give you a snack. You are not going to have any Kringle. That's probably bad for you. So we're going to have some of these stinky salmon jerkies. Did you eat your one? Did you eat your salmon jerkies? Here we go. Yeah, I know you smell pumpkin spice and all that fun stuff. But this is what you have to eat. He's turning his nose up at it. That's yours, Doodle. Here, I'm going to put that down here. And when you feel like taking that, you can. That's all I can give you. There's nothing up here I can give you. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing. Nothing is dog friendly here. I'm sorry about that, Doodle. Doodle, everybody. Doodle is a cutie. He really is. Where were we? Oh, we were opening our box of cookies that he can't have. Why won't this open? It's the child-proof box that only a child can open. This is some crazy talk here. I think they super glued this one together. I'm destroying this box. Look at this. My God, it's crazy. No, Doodle, you can't have this. These are people cookies. All right, so let's try one of the yogurt ones first. It has little orange sprinkly things on it. They're like nonpareils, little hard sugary things. A festive dotting of contrasting sprinkles is what they're calling it. Nothing very pumpkin-y about that. Let's try these. What places have you visited in Arizona? Well, spent a lot of time in Sedona. Been to the Grand Canyon. I've been to Williams. Williams is a fun little town. Been to Flagstaff. Arizona, Meteor Crater, the Petrified Forest, and that whole area there. So yeah, There's probably other places that they just don't come to mind right now. But yeah, I love road tripping in Arizona. These are kind of weird. I mean, the frosting is kind of waxy. It's really light on the pumpkin spice. I'm not tasting pumpkin. I don't think there's pumpkin in here. Mostly sugar. So again, the yellow ones or the orange ones are supposed to have pumpkin spice. It's really too subtle to actually call that pumpkin spice. They just taste like waxy, sugary cookies. They don't suck. They're gonna get a thumbs in the middle and maybe even trending down a little bit. I was expecting this wow of pumpkin spice and it's just not there. So yeah, thumbs in the middle, trending down a little bit. Unfortunately, that's all it gets. Let's go back to our question. Our question was, what small animal was first domesticated around 5000 BC for food by tribes in the South American Andes? And the answers were the wild quat beast. Pokey Sly said sheep. Let's see. John King said ram, which are sheep, male sheep. Janice Yamanaka said guinea pigs, cavies. And it looks like those were the only answers. The correct answer is, of course, guinea pigs and cavies. Guinea pig is a variety of cavy. It's a type of cavy. It's a member of Rodentia, so it is a rodent. But it was raised specifically for food starting around 5000 BC in the Andes. Guinea pig they call cuy. And if you have an opportunity to try cuy, if you're in like the Northeast, it's easier to find it. So if you go to a Peruvian restaurant in the Northeast, I know that Machu Picchu in Somerville, Massachusetts serves them. Salinas, which used to be a restaurant, Ecuadorian restaurant in Brooklyn, they used to have it. That's the first place I actually had it. They're closed now, but I think it's like I want to say Roosevelt area of New York City. There's a bunch of like street vendors, and you can actually buy them on the street. Guinea pig. It's a delicacy, but for some reason on the West Coast, especially in Southern California and everything, where people are really hesitant to eat something cute and fuzzy, they don't eat them so much down here. But yeah, in the Northeast, if you go to any Ecuadorian or Peruvian restaurant, you can probably get them. You won't get them all the time. It seems like only certain days of the week that they actually have it. It's something special. It's something expensive. But yeah, guinea pig or cuy. That is the correct answer. And so, Janice, right again. We got to stop. We have no more points to give you, though. So you've broken the bank already. And we can't give you any points for that at all, just because we don't have any. So if you could lend us some of the points back, then we can give you some on the next question. There we go. So yeah, thumbs in the middle on those cookies. I mean, they weren't terrible, but the pumpkin spice level was too low for it to justify calling it pumpkin spice cookies. All right, looks like we got 2 snacks left. So let's do this. Let's ask another card or read another card. And the question is, what large ratite was hunted to extinction for food? What large ratite was hunted to extinction for food? And so I will give you a hint. A ratite is a flightless bird. So ostriches, emus, kiwis, they're all in that same family of ratites, is what they call them. So what large ratite was hunted to extinction for food? So that one goes on the back burner. And let's do our Trader Joe's pumpkin biscotti made with pumpkin puree and spices. Pumpkin puree and what does that smell like? It smells like spice cake. That's what it smells like. It smells like spice cake. But it's a biscotti, so. Those are really crunchy, but they're not as dry as some biscottis are, which is why biscottis are really nice for like dipping in tea, if you're having it with tea. It does have that spice cake taste. It has a really pleasant, it has the taste of pumpkin. It has a taste of the pumpkin spice. It's really nice. That ASMR is off the charts. You guys hearing that crunch? Hey, Steve Russell just came into the room. Hello, Steve. Good to see you again. The thing is, the spice lingers. So once you finish the cookie, the spice comes in and it lingers. So you definitely taste pumpkin spice in there. It's really heavy on the pumpkin spice. Nice pumpkin flavor. Not as dry as some biscottis. That is really pleasant. That is really good. That is a thumbs way up. Thumbs way up on that pumpkin biscotti. Really, really, really good. So go out and get those. Really, really good. Thumbs way up on that. Tell the chef this is low-grade dog food. Not that. Maybe those cookies. Those cookies are low-grade dog food. I'll have to ask Doodle. Doodle, is it low-grade or high-grade for you? Hope all is well, Val. Well, Steve, I can't complain. So I am gainfully employed. I am healthy. I am vaccinated. I just got a haircut. So yeah, things are well. Thank you for asking, Steve. And I hope all is well with you as well. All right, let's go back to our question. Our question was, what large ratite, not a rat, ratite, what large ratite was hunted to extinction for food? Let's see. Julie Couture said dodo. Janice Yamanaka said dodo. Colin Collins said moa. Tom says the Cumdo bird. It was really good with crispy skin. That's funny. John, of course, said Doler beer bird. Let's see. Was that it? That was it. Colin Collins is correct. The correct answer is moa. Julie and Janice, that was a good guessing dodo, because they also too were hunted for it. They actually were partially hunted for food and then partially killed by larger animals, also went extinct. But the dodo was a member of the pigeon family. Was more closely related to pigeons. Than as a member of the ratite family. So again, remember, ratite is large flightless birds like ostriches and emus, etc. And so Colin Collins hit the mark, hit the nail right on the head when he said moa. So this was back around the 1400s. The Maori tribesmen in New Zealand hunted to extinction. The only natural predator, they stood about 9 feet tall. They were taller than ostriches, bigger than ostriches. Their only natural predator was something called the Host eagle, and so the Maori tribesmen hunted them for food, hunted them to extinction. So when the Host eagle's food supply ran out, because and this was within 100 years, so they figure within 100 years of the Maori arriving in New Zealand, all the moas were gone. And because the moas were gone, and because the moas were the main food source for the Host eagles, also went extinct because they ran out of food source. So Host eagles and moas both went out of were hunted to. I'm sorry, the moa was hunted to extinction. The Host eagle went extinct because it ran out of food. So yeah, very sad story. And there was some well-fed Maori for a while. So that goes back in the deck. Shuffle that. Kiwi. Yes. Well, Philip, you are the kiwi is not extinct. But the kiwi is a ratite. You are absolutely correct. Yeah, the kiwi, and I don't think the kiwi is the small. I thought that the kiwi was the smallest flightless bird. I don't believe that it is the smallest flightless bird. I think there is another bird smaller than the kiwi, flightless bird smaller than the kiwi. And I think I'd have to go back and check. But I was thinking that a kiwi is not technically a member of the ratite family. It is flightless, but I don't think it's a member of the ratite family. So. Hey, I hope we all learned something. Eli is in the room. Welcome, Eli. welcome. Eli, have I seen you before? I don't remember seeing you in the chat before, Eli. So, Eli, what brings you to our chat? What brings you to our channel? Where are you from? And what brings you here? And welcome, Eli. The dude has arrived for snacks. He sort of arrived, but his snack is still on the floor. So he's like, I don't want that. I want what you're having. And he cannot have pumpkin kringle because it's not good for him. So, oh, okay, Eli, Stoner. We'll go. It's weird not calling you Stoner. So, but we'll call you Eli from now on. So, welcome back, Eli, the new Stoner Kitchen, Eli. Everybody, please welcome him back. All right. So, what do we got left? We have left our pumpkin spice Philadelphia cream cheese. The question is what we eat it with. I'm gonna put it in the biscotti because I have no, I didn't think this through. I was hoping I would have like a pumpkin bagel to put that on, but I don't. I did not think this through. That is orange. That is very orange. That is like more pumpkin colored than that yogurt. Eli sounds nicer at a family event than Stoner. And this is my friend Stoner. I said, this is my friend Eli. Kiwi is a rat type. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. But not the smallest, I don't think, Phil. Can you look that up? Got locked out of my other account. Oh, well, welcome back as the new Eli. It's nice to have, something closer to your real name than Stoner Kitchen. Not that we didn't like Stoner Kitchen. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. It's a different consistency than regular cream cheese. It's not as thick as regular cream cheese. Wow. There's kind of it's almost like a sour cream taste though. I don't think cream cheese has a sour cream taste. And it's hard to pick it out, the pumpkin spice, because these have so much, like I just wish I had something a little bit more neutral. Here, let me try this. Something a little bit more neutral with not as much pumpkin spice on it to see what the level of pumpkin spice is. Now these are really sweet with maple, but might do the trick. Let's see. It's subtle. This would go really nicely on a bagel, I think, or even toast. Trader Joe's usually has a pumpkin spice cream cheese that's really good. I think maybe even better than this one, but it's not bad. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Maybe not an enthusiastic thumbs up, but a thumbs up nonetheless. It's pretty good. It does have a pumpkin spice, just not a really strong level of pumpkin spice and everything. It has a little bit of sourness to it. Doodle, get out of there. I don't know what you're picking at down there, but you have a perfectly. Oh, you ate. No, you moved your snack. You didn't eat it, but he moved it. The snack. Doodle, here's your snack right there. They're good on a cinnamon raisin bagel. Oh yeah, they would be, I would think. But this time of the year they actually make pumpkin bagels as well. That would be good on a pumpkin bagel. Inaccessible Island Rail Atlanticia Rogersi is the smallest. Say what? It's the name is the largest. It is. That's what the bird is called. It's called Inaccessible Island Rail Atlanticia Rogersi. Rogersi is the smallest. Oh my God, that is a mouthful. What do they call it for short? They must have a separate name for it for short. But yeah, I didn't. I thought for some reason I saw somewhere where the kiwi was not the smallest. But yeah, that's a mouthful right there. Pocket tool. What's your EDC? What is my EDC? What is an EDC? EDC, Electric Daisy Carnival. What is EDC? Smallest flightless bird is a rail. See, Janice shortened it, Philip. You're probably correct, but Janice shortened it to a rail. My guess is there are different varieties of rail, and some of them are not tiny. And so it is a tiny, the rail is a tiny ratite. It's too confusing. I'm just going to, let's call it a rail and be done with it. I guess it was probably named after somebody named Rogers. Maybe that's the Rogers seed. I don't know. Everyday carry in your pockets. Well, let's look in our pockets. EDC, everyday carry. That's interesting. In this pocket, we have keys. So there's car keys and house keys. And in this pocket, we have a wallet. Wallet and keys. That's it. Not very exciting, I guess. I should have like some sort of like, little talisman or something like that in there, but I don't. So probably that was like really anticlimactic, I think. But I didn't know. Is that a thing like where people are tracking to see what your EDC is, what you carry around in your pockets? Pokey Slide. That's interesting. EDC, my EDC, keys and wallet. Okay. All right. So we come to that portion of our show. Let's see. We've covered everything, right? We come to that portion of our show where we do something stupid. So let's do something stupid, shall we? I answered the question, right? I did answer the question. So here's what I'm going to do. Because I have lots of leftover questions, but we've already gone through everything, I'm going to ask a question before we do something stupid. Well, let me ask one more question. So the question is, what is the world's largest Halloween parade? Again, what is the world's largest Halloween parade? All right, so let's get festive with that, and let's do something stupid. You need a magic mustache bottle opener like old guy. Well, no, you got to have your own shtick, right? That's Tom's thing. Tom's thing is the magic mustache bottle opener. That's his thing. I have, this is my thing. So I have Ariel, right? Ariel the mermaid. And I have Richard Simmons too, for when I keep the bottle cap. But, Ariel's pretty unique, don't you think? All right, so we're going to start with our Pepperidge Farm Milano cookie, pumpkin spice. And then we're going to cut us a piece, break us off a piece of that Kringle. And Biscotti. This is getting interesting now. All right, I don't know how we're going to get the pumpkin on there. I really don't, but we're going to try. Plus, that Biscotti doesn't want to stay on there. I'm going to have to rearrange that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So Biscotti, Milano, Kringle. Let's get a little bit of the cream cheese, pumpkin spice cream cheese. A little dabble, do ya? Okay, anybody, what's that from? A little dabble, do ya? Somebody tell me. A little dabble, do ya? What's that from? Tom, I'm sure I bet you know this. All right, our pumpkin spice Greek yogurt. That's what we got so far. Our popcorn. I don't think we had more. I thought we had more than that. Oh, that's nice. That holds the popcorn really nice. There we go. Now let's see if I can fit this in my big fat mouth. Predominant taste, the Kringle. Predominant texture, the Biscotti. This is actually pretty good. Philip and Janice, I think you're both correct. Italian pronunciation of Biscotti. the Italian pronunciation of biscotti is biscotti? Are you saying that I'm using the Italian pronunciation, or I should use the Italian pronunciation of biscotti? Biscotti. Am I saying it wrong? Am I Americanizing it, or am I actually using the Italian pronunciation? Phil, you took Italian, didn't you? Didn't you study Italian? I thought you had studied Italian. This is actually really good. Nothing really contrasts here. Again, really crunchy texture stands out from the biscotti. Really strong pumpkin taste from the Kringle. I can't get that in my mouth. Thank you, Janice. You're absolutely right. I am using the Italian. Oh, okay. Well, Philip, that's a lot like cannoli, right? When people said, I'm going to go get a cannoli, like, no, you're not going to get a cannoli. You're going to get a cannolo. You're going to go get cannoli. You're going to get more than one. Cannoli is plural. The singular is cannolo. It works on so many levels. These are ultra crunchy. There's a lot going on here. I would say, though, those things put together, really, really good. For some reason, when I added that cookie in, it added this extra sugary kick that I'm not crazy about. But on the other hand, it almost brings out the pumpkin spice that's in that cookie. It was kind of weird. All right, so I said, what's a little dab of do ya? A little dab will do ya. Philip Girard said hair gel. And Janice Yamanaka said Brill Cream, and you're both correct, because it's Brill Cream, which is a hair gel. But it was an old commercial. Janice is not old enough to remember that, but there was an old commercial for Brill Cream where they said, a little dab will do ya. You know, a little dab will do ya. So you were both correct. Unfortunately, you get no points because it wasn't actually a trivia question. It was just something fun. Let's see, what did I miss? What are we making today? OG. Okay, they're asking Tom. Brill Cream. Yes, Donna Lauderdale, forgive me if I'm incorrect, but I don't recognize your name. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. So Donna, what brings you here? What brings you to Trippy Food? Where are you from? You know, closest metropolitan area is fine. I don't need a street address. Where are you from, and what brings you to Trippy Food? And have you been here before? Have you introduced yourself before? And have I forgotten? In which case, shame on me. I'm going to give that concoction a thumbs up. It was really good. Everything was really good. When I added that cookie in, it was like I said, it got a little extra sugary, but it was still good. The pumpkin spice level was like really, really nice. Reminded you were eating pumpkin spice. Thumbs up. So, what's that clock? That one? You want to take a guess at what that is, Philip? The clock? Or anybody else in the room recognize what that clock is? I know Julie knows. Ah, there you go. Janice Yamanaka corrected her, or threw it in. It is, yes, it is. It is John Cleese from the Ministry of Silly Walks. So the legs are the hands or the arms, and so it looks like he's doing the silly walk as the time changes. From Washington State, and I'm a frequent learner. Oh, okay. Well, welcome, Donna. Good to have you here. Being from you're from Washington State, are you a fan of Beyond Seattle Eats? Also from Washington State. Never a bad time for meatballs. I agree, Eli. You can have meatballs for breakfast. It's always good. Do I like asparagus Val? I do like asparagus Val. Yeah, I do. I'm trying to think if there's a vegetable I'm not crazy about. Maybe peas. Not really crazy about peas. Canned peas, frozen peas, not a big fan of it. Fresh peas, better. Mushy peas, like those. But in general, peas, not a big fan. Also not a big fan of cooked carrots. Or carrots in general. Carrots in coleslaw and everything, that's okay. Carrots in hot sauce, like mixed with habanero and everything, it's okay. But carrots and peas, not a big fan. In my pockets, keys, Sharpie, pen, wallet, pocket tool, knife. My God, 100 tool, knife, 100. That's a lot of stuff in your pocket. You must have very, very large pockets. That was a lurker. A lurker. So you've watched the channel before, but this is your first time in the chat. Well, welcome either way. Everybody, please give a warm and hearty trippy food welcome to Donna Lauderdale from Washington State. Isn't that right? Yes, from Washington State. Hey, Sonic Jet in the room. A little bit late, but never too late. 15 minutes left. You're good. Have you gotten confused waking up in the morning, Val? Have I gotten confused waking up in the morning? Not usually, because usually when I wake up in the morning, my first thought is I have to go and take a shower. I have half an hour before I have to get on my first conference call for work. So I don't usually get confused. I usually wake up and know that my first thing I have to do. Well, I'm sorry. My first thing is to turn the coffee. I loaded up the coffee machine the night before, so I can just press the button and I have coffee. I take a shower. I get my coffee, sit down at my desk, and get on the conference call. So at 6:30 a.m. my first thing in the morning. All day start the same, so I don't really get confused. The only time I would get confused is let's say I woke up that time on a Saturday, went in to make my coffee and take a shower and get on my conference call, and there was no need to because it was a Saturday. So that would be confusing. But in general, no, not so much. On weekends, I tend to sleep in a little bit because I'm up at 6 o'clock every morning. So everyone should have a pocket tool. You're right, and Poke Slide. And so what I have, if I can find it, yes, here it is. It's not really a pocket tool so much as it is a trippy food pocket tool. So for trips and food, and this is it. So it has a spoon, and it has a fork, and it has a corkscrew, and it has a knife, and it has a bottle opener. Is that it? It has something else? It does not have something else. It is also broken, so there's a little that should stay together. I guess you could open it up, but that's like my trippy food pocket tool. I always carry it with me in my bag when I'm filming an episode, because you never know when you might need one of these things when you're traveling for food. So there we go. But I just it's too big to put in my pocket. Val, you should review emoticons. Maybe not so much. Maybe not so much, unless they're food emoticons, then I would. Let's see. Why is the happy face yellow? They're all yellow. Val, you should eat enchiladas for breakfast. Sure, why not? There's no limit. I mean, you can eat breakfast burritos. Why not have enchilada for breakfast? Now, when you say I should, say I could, right? It's not mandatory, but it's a decent idea. Maybe you know what? Maybe I will make breakfast enchiladas. I will figure out a way to make breakfast enchiladas. We'll have things in it for breakfast, but it's an enchilada and not a burrito. That's a great idea, John, and I will credit you for that as well. Matt calls that my nerd knife. You're absolutely right. So it's like we're out filming somewhere, and he's like, "Does anyone have a knife?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've got one." And he goes, "Your nerd knife." It calls it a nerd knife, but it always comes in handy. So yeah, good times. Let's go back to our question. Our question was, what is the world's largest Halloween parade? That seemed like years ago. Let's see. The answers were, that's so far back. I don't remember. Lateralis rogeraceae is the species. Yeah, we're talking about that rail, that tiny bird again. Or the smallest rat type, not tiny bird necessarily. Janice Yamanaka said Greenwich Village, New York. That's what she said was the largest Halloween parade. Let's see. Were there any other people? Anyone else want to throw that in? Throw it in right now. You want to take a guess at that? Janice said the Greenwich Village, New York parade. I don't see anyone else answer the question. Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. The correct answer is the world's largest Halloween parade is, in fact, the Greenwich Village Halloween Parade in Manhattan, New York City. So Janice is correct, very succinct, very, pared down. It is the Greenwich Village Halloween Parade in Manhattan. It's the world's largest Halloween parade. They do a pretty big, crazy Halloween parade in West Hollywood that's famous. Salem, Massachusetts does a big Halloween party kind of thing in Salem, Massachusetts, but I don't know that they do. But Julie, maybe Julie knows this because she used to live near there. Julie, do you know if Salem, Massachusetts does a parade for Halloween? I know that they have a big Halloween celebration, and everybody comes out in costume and everything, because it's like that's the hometown of Halloween, pretty much. But I don't know if they do a parade. Val, have you ever thought of doing a live review of these Ninja grills you see on TV? Cook something with the Ninja XL grill machines. I want to see if they really work. I'm not familiar with that. I will have to check that out. As far as doing a live review, I'd have to do it outside. It depends on how big this Ninja grill is. Is it something that will fit on my porch? If it's like $1,000, I'm not going to go out and spend $1,000 to do a single review on it. Although it would be nice to have that. And I have to also find out if my building will allow me to have one of those on my deck or my patio. But we'll have to see. Val for California governor. Let's do another recall. I don't know. Yeah. Why not? Sure. Val for governor. I don't have a lot of public experience like that, so I don't think I would run for governor, only because I don't think I would do justice to the job. But sure, why not? It couldn't be any worse than some of the other people running for governor. Val, do you like chocolate fondue? Yeah, well, who doesn't, right? No, fondue is kind of a fun thing. So you get to dip things in chocolate, a bunch of variety of things in chocolate and everything. So, yeah, what's not to like? Does anybody not like that? Maybe you'd have to really not like chocolate to not like that. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, I think we pretty much covered everything here. So we covered all the food. We did all the pumpkin spice stuff. But one of the things I wanted to cover is there's a couple of things actually. Julie, you probably heard about this. Maybe you have not heard about this. So if those who don't know, Julie lives in the Boston area. I will be visiting her next month. But one of the things that came out in the news, this was in the Wall Street Journal. Boston flips out over losing a landmark, a giant Polynesian-themed restaurant. Julie, which one am I talking about? What restaurant am I talking about? Boston flips out about losing a landmark, a giant Polynesian-themed restaurant. What is a tail rod puppet? That's an excellent question. I have no idea. The Ninja Foodie Grill is a countertop indoor grill. Okay. Freakin' Reviews has reviewed the Ninja Foodie Grill in 2019. Oh, well, then I don't need to. Somebody else has already done it. I mean, how could I improve on their review? I haven't seen their review, but how could I review it? Yes, Philip, you are correct. It is Kowloon. So Kowloon is closing. So there's a stretch of Route 1 that goes from the Malden-Saugus border up to Linfield that for years have had a variety of unusual, like roadside attraction kind of places. So you had the Orange Dinosaur that used to be in a miniature golf course. And so the golf course closed, and there's a Cane's Donuts where the golf course is, but they saved the Orange Dinosaur. So they put the Orange Dinosaur up on the hill. They built the hill. They put this Orange Dinosaur up on the hill, so you can see it for miles now. It's up on the top of the hill. So they saved the Orange Dinosaur. One of the other things was the Ship. So there was a restaurant called the Ship, and it was actually built by somebody who owned ships. That was actually built by. So it was originally a restaurant, and later on it was like a Christmas tree store and like a sort of an indoor mall and everything. But it was this giant ship that was on the middle of Route 1, and they have since closed, and it's been torn down. The giant neon cactus at Hilltop Steakhouse. Hilltop Steakhouse closed. The steakhouse also had fiberglass cows on the lawn. The fiberglass cows have been cast to the wind. They show up in different places, but the cactus remains, and the cactus was retrofitted with LED lights and resurrected. So the cactus is still there as a roadside attraction. But one of the other attractions was, in fact, Kowloon. And Kowloon was a Polynesian restaurant. When I say Polynesian, it's what a lot of people in New England think of as Chinese food. It's not really Chinese food, it's Polynesian food. Spare ribs, chicken wings, chicken fingers, stuff you'd find in a poo-poo platter, and then Polynesian drinks, scorpion bowl, stuff like that. So Kowloon is, but they're closing. They've been around for years and years and years. It's in the giant A-frame with a bunch of tiki gods and stuff. It is where Julie had her wedding rehearsal dinner. But yeah, it's this Boston flip side about losing landmark. Yes, because it's a very kitschy, unique, original thing in Boston, and they're losing it. So that stretch of Route 1 is just a lot less funky than it used to be. Here, let me do this. Let me, if you care to peruse the article, and there's the article. Boston Markets is still open. Not all Boston. A lot of the Boston Markets closed. I don't think Boston Markets is a big deal in Boston, though. I'm not sure where they're located and everything. I don't think I've even eaten at a Boston Market. What else did I miss? I've had cheese fondue. It's tasty. Yeah. Or as George Carlin says, they should make a cheese fondue for people who don't like cheese fondue and make a cheese fondant. Have you ever gone to the Optical Illusion House? Which Optical Illusion House? I think there's one in Santa Cruz, which is it looks like you're on a slant and you're not on a slant or something like that. And maybe that's what you're talking about. Eli? Maybe? Yes? No? What is a tail rod puppet? We're back to that tail rod puppet. I don't know what a tail rod puppet is. What is a tail rod puppet? Is that something disgusting? Is it something like I'm going to look it up and I'm going to go, oh my God, why did I have Google image search on? Let's see. So the tail rod puppet is the feature of the largest house. Oh, okay. All right. I have to figure out what that is. I've probably seen that. So it's probably one of those things where it like some sort of stick thing that goes on your foot, but it's a, hey, Dallas, DJ Debney in the room. Welcome, Dallas. Dallas, you are here for the last 4 minutes. Grab a chair, pull it out of earth. Yeah.
I just made it in time. You
did make it in time, just in time for that. Hey, Dallas, DJ Debney of Dallas D Sports, and of my grandson. So Dallas, pull up a chair. We're just about the end of it. So we're just talking to people now because we've eaten all this food. Before you start digging in and grabbing some of the food, I would caution you against some of it. Some of it's not that great. Have yourself a Milano cookie. Those are really good.
I'm gonna try these. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, we did those.
You did?
We did those. Yeah. I'll leave it up to you to decide whether you like them or not. You can do that for your channel. We're going to be filming some stuff out with Dallas afterwards. We're
going to do some
stuff. So get some fun stuff coming up.
Please tell me these are good. Are these good?
Those are good. Yeah. You'll like that, I think.
Oh yeah.
Valley, been to Calico, California. They have this gold mine Western Museum where the water goes up a steam pipe. It's cool. The gravity is weird. Yeah, I've been to Calico, at Calico Ghost Town. The thing I don't like about Calico Ghost Town is it's kind of restored. So basically, the town was bought by Walter Knott, the same person who does here, move in here. The same person who does Knott's Berry Farm, and so it's a restored ghost town, and a lot of the buildings have stores and things that you can buy in them. So it kind of loses something when you do that. So like my preference is a place like Bodie. If you've been to Bodie Ghost Town, Bodie is out there past Bridgeport off 395 and up in the Sierras. It's just past Mono Lake, and that is worth a trip. So basically what happened was the town was founded in the late 1800s. It was a gold mining town and gold processing town. And then eventually, the gold mines dried up. And by the 1950s, everybody had left the town. Well, they left it alone. People just left. And so they keep it in a state of arrested decay. Basically, a board falls off, they nail that board back on, but they don't repaint the buildings, they don't restore the buildings and everything. And it's this really cool ghost town. So not that I don't like Calico Ghost Town. We will probably do like a reckless eating episode going to Calico Ghost Town and everything. But again, it's not like really ghost town-ish. It's more like a theme park now. But yeah, I have been there. I won't let my daughter play anything by EA.
Yeah, I was looking at that. It's not.
You play EA?
I play FIFA. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Stay away from FIFA. It's a gambling stimulator. Do you gamble?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, there you go. Dallas does not gamble. Yeah, so he's a good kid. Boston Market has 346 locations left. Philip, do they have locations in Boston? I don't remember Boston Market in the Boston area. That's really weird. Right. It's a cool ghost town. It's an upgraded ghost town. It is a renovated ghost town. But if you want to go to a ghost town, I recommend someplace like Bodie. There's some other ones as well. Some in Nevada, some more other ones in California as well. Go to a real ghost town that's just like abandoned, and they just kind of monitor it and keep things from falling apart. Never been to Bodie, Ghost Town, California. Yes, Sonic, you definitely have to check that out. John King says, hey, Dallas. Jerome, Arizona is a ghost town. There's a great burger place there. A great burger place in a ghost town. Jerome, Arizona. I'm going to have to remember that, Philip, because I think next month we're planning on doing Reckless Eating We Go main show. We're probably going to do a road trip to Arizona. So when we do that, we'll probably see if Jerome is in there. I think we're going to like go to sort of the Phoenix area, in around Phoenix, maybe Tucson. But if Jerome, Arizona is close to that, that's worth a shot. Going to get a meatball sub and an IPA to watch Tom's stream later. Have a good weekend, Trippy fam. You as well, Eli. It's good to see you, and we will remember the new name. So Callan Restaurant, similar to 2 restaurants we had in Southern California, Latitude and Kono, Hawaii. I don't remember those. I wasn't familiar with those. Are those still around, Jens? Those 2 restaurants? But yeah, Callan was a staple up north, back in the Northeast. Halloween at a ghost town makes total sense. Yeah, I would think so. It'd be fun. It is on the way to Sedona. Okay, Sedona is north of Phoenix. So Sedona is kind of between Phoenix and the Grand Canyon, I think. I've been to all 3, so in one trip. That would you spend a night in a demonic haunted house? Yeah, sure, because I don't believe that ghosts exist. So
yeah,
why not?
Me too.
Why not? Why not spend a night in demonic, especially if I'm going to get paid for it? Yeah, I would definitely do that. I know you guys take it lightly, but just check out the legal cases going on in Europe. FIFA is not a cool game for some serious reasons. Okay.
All right.
I'm not familiar with it. I don't play a lot of online games and everything, but something to keep in mind. Nope, long gone. Yep, and Kowloon is going to be long gone soon now. Okay. I can see by the old clock on the wall, by John Cleese's legs, that we are winding down and we are at the end of our live stream. But I can't promise you that we're not going to do another pumpkin spice live stream next week if we can find some more pumpkin spice things. I'm thinking probably not. I'll try to go with another theme thing. Sorry about last weekend. Sorry we canceled last weekend. We did have fun, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
At the Dodgers game and stuff.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. I do not have anything that I can think of that's planned that would prevent us from doing a live stream next Saturday. So we will see you next Saturday. I will let you know early during the week what we're going to do and when we're going to do it, and just to confirm that we're doing. What are you eating there?
Oh.
They look like Starburst. They're like Starburst, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But hopefully we will see you again. It's good to see you all. Thank you for joining us. Hello to our new people, even if you were lurkers just sitting there and you decided to come into the chat, or people who are new to the stream. Welcome. Glad you could make it. For our regulars, thank you for coming. Also, a lot of the people on the stream have their own channels. Janet Yamanaka has her own channel. Tom, old guy in Colorado, has his own channel. He is doing a live stream in 2 hours. So at 5 p.m. Pacific time, he's doing his live stream. Be sure to check that out. He did
my fried Oreos.
He did.
Yeah.
Tonight he's doing spaghetti and meatballs.
He is?
He's making spaghetti and meatballs. Yeah, so definitely check that out.
But
check out the other people on our channel. Check out, if you go to our YouTube channel, on the front page of our YouTube channel, down at the bottom, it says, I think it's related channels or something like that. A lot of those people who you see on a regular basis, who we've done collaborations with, or who you see in the chat and everything, definitely check their channels out. Definitely subscribe to their channels, watch the videos, hit the like button, because they could use it. So it's really helpful. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend. I thank you for joining us. But remember, it's crazy out there. So please, please, please be careful. Please take care of yourselves. Definitely take care of other people. And we'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend.